Race number 4 of the Belgium Cyclocross Tour, and I was not having a lot of luck at these races. I'd had crashes, rear-ending someone over the handlebars, snapped handlebars, my legs were not performing, but we're here at Kerniel today, and as if it couldn't get any worse, I don't know what go is in Belgium, and it turns out the Belgium lad in front of me doesn't know either. Look, because I went to go and he was stood still. So straight off the bat we're chasing, and I think this course was called Kerniel. I raced Form A in the first. This is a national calendar race. I raced Form A in the first one. I did not have the berries, so I dropped down to Form D. Look at the pace up this climb. This does not do it justice. This climb was steep as. Look at the boys, absolutely straight up. But I'm still with the group. I had that nightmare start because the lad in front of me didn't pull away. But we're there or thereabouts, so it wasn't too bad in the end. But I did have to burn a match up that climb. And this course was a tricky one. There was like this cobbled section. You went absolutely hurtling down this hill. A long, like paved section all the way down. You could see there I was looking at going round this lad to close the gap, but I thought absolutely not. Do not get your nose in this headwind in a second that was down here. And then we go into like a grassy section. I was one biking out in Belgium. Obviously I snapped the handlebars on my other bike if you watch one of the last videos. So I was one biking and I was just trying to get the job done. But you can see here I'm looking around. We're doing 27 mile an hour. Full ponies. It was full on. But yeah, out in Belgium I just didn't have the legs. But Form D is basically for amateurs and masters racing. The Form A one I'd done earlier in the week. Look at this lad moving up. I'm like, I've got to go with that right here. Then we hit the grass muddy section and it was slick. Basically this course was like on the side of a hill. It was slick as anything. The corners were like 180 back on ourselves, so you can see everyone's dismounting, running. I think I had to get off there and start running because the lad in front of me made a mistake. But I'm still sort of with the front group. My heart rate's only at 150. My legs were just not performing out in Belgium. Excuses, but I've moved up there. And it was savage, this course. The mud was really starting to pick up on the bike, and it made me realise the benefit of pitting during a race. It was absolutely mad. But yeah, Form D is slightly easier than the Form A, where you've got professionals in there racing. So it was probably more suited to my level, I'm not going to lie. It's more like your Wessex League level, but with some really super strong Belgian racers. But you can see the course here. They're not actually, you see the UCI ones when you're watching online and on GCN and you're like, wow, they're amazing. But really, when you go to like the national calendar races, if you watch one of my other ones, they're very similar to what we get in the UK. It's a field, there's tight twisty corners, it's bloody muddy. And you only see like a snippet of it, like these mega races out there. But the courses are still wicked, and the standard of racing is absolutely phenomenal. The boys know how to handle a bike. Look, you can see I'm trying to go around the outside there. Look at the mud flicking up. It was slippy. But I'm still a fairly decent start after that lad not getting away. I think I'm in like, I don't know, I'll be guessing here. I'm probably like in 7th or 8th position. We'll be able to see on this next bit because of all the switchbacks. You could see all the guys you were racing against. So I'm trying to move up here, giving it the absolute berries. I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. I'm in 6th place. That is not a bad start for you, man. I mean, I've lost a place there. You blink and the Belgian boys will be round you. You leave a gap open, they will take the opportunity, and I am here for it. If you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing, boys and girls. You've got to be on it all the time out here. They are just such good cross racers, and look at that, I just couldn't get the traction. And when you're doing things like that during a cross race and you're picking up all that mud on your bike, it is just a nightmare. My bike by the end of this race was so clogged and I couldn't even change gear. We were absolutely hurtling down this hill now, and you can see gaps have started to open through that little mistake I made then. I had to burn a match trying to get back on. And yeah, I've said in one of the last videos, one of the things I was really struggling with out in Belgium was just like fatigue. I think I crammed too many races in, too much travel going from race to race, and my body just could not handle it. Excuses. I also didn't have the berries, didn't have the ponies. Look at the boys are putting a hurt on right now, and they were stretching it out. I'm in like 7th place, and I remember coming around this corner here, and I was thinking, your man's got no more matches to give. This is it. This is all of the matches I have got, and I'm just trying to cling on to any wheel I can right now. And in a minute, it is just signed, sealed, delivered. I get absolutely dispatched. I mean, I did move up here. You can see the heart rate starting to come up now. I am at max effort now, trying to get on this guy's wheel in front and just trying to go with the boys at the front. But you can see the course, it's really like nothing amazing. It's just a grass field like in the UK. It was good because it was tricky having all the switchbacks and stuff like that, and the fans there. There was like a good atmosphere around by the start bit. They tried to make, the Rockets sat next to me, they tried to make like an event out of it, didn't they? Like they had music blaring. Obviously I've cut the sound out of this, but that was pretty cool. They tried to make like a, what do you call it, a festival out of it. Yeah, a festival of cross, I guess. But this bit was super tricky round here. Basically that is a full lap there. I think I was actually off running on this bit, but it was a proper climbers course. So when my legs were firing, I would say this course actually suited me. Like this punch up the hill here and the little punchy bits round before you descend back down that grassy slope really should have suited me, but I just got absolutely dispatched by the Belgian boys. There's no two ways about it, and I found myself in absolutely no man's land during this race. And coming along here, I thought I was racing Wout again. Look at this lad. He's got full Wout art on me, attacked me. I've cleaned the camera because I thought, you guys have got to see this. This bloke is an animal, and he was super strong on the flats. But when I got back on the mud, I managed to like stay with him and give it some. And then I've lost that. The lad I overtook earlier in the videos then gone back past me, and I was absolutely peddling squares at this point. I was going backwards. Look, foot out, flat out, scooting along. And look, I make a mistake here, slide. Absolutely no traction on that corner as well. I'm running mud tyres, but look at that gap they've put into me there. One mistake and the gap goes, and it's really hard to shut it down like the standard. But about a lap or so later, the Masters guys caught up with me, and I'm guessing this guy is like the vet Belgium champion because he's in a Belgium kit, and he was putting the hurt on these boys. They came up and it made the race a little bit interesting for me. Obviously I was trying to stay out the way, but I was still battling and racing away with these guys. And that Belgium national champion was an absolute monster in the mud, proper fit. Look, you saw he gapped them on that corner through the mud, and that is what I wanted to say from this video. Being able to corner well and handle the slippery conditions in the mud is so important. Every corner you lose a second, you're wasting energy trying to bridge back on, and you just can't do that against really good skillful riders, and your bike's clogging up. You can see now they've started to distance me, and a little skid out from the guy in blue, and I think he absolutely parks it here. Is it here? Yeah, you can't park there, son. So I managed to get back past him, but only like blink of the eye, and he comes straight back past me in a second. I think it's just here. He comes round the outside. Look, what did I tell you? Those Belgians know how to get round a corner and make it tricky for you. But that was essentially my race. I didn't have the legs to go with the front of the race. I really want to go back to this one as well. I've said that in all of the other ones. I want to go back to all of them, but it'd be stupid of me to try and do as many races as I did last time again. But you know when you feel like you just massively underperformed compared to what you're capable of. So I want to try and go back to these ones at some point in the future. You'll see here I get absolutely dispatched by number 4 who was in the Masters category. I think I just need to wait until I'm in the 35 plus category now. Maybe that's it. But that was basically the race for me. I didn't have the legs, but one thing you never do in cyclocross, you never give up. And I absolutely worked my backside off to try and close the gap down to the guys in front of me. Gave it absolutely everything I had on the day, but it just wasn't good enough. But it was a super cool course still, being on that hill. If you like climbing, that first 60 seconds up the road section was absolutely savage. It was full full send. Now, I don't know where I finished in this race. I'm guessing it was just inside the top 10. It was a pretty small field for this one. I think maybe like 8th position I finished based off who overtook me in the video, stuff like that. But really cool, really fun being able to race different courses. I need to learn what Go is in Belgium. So does the Belgian lad in front of me. In Dutch, was it?
Or Flemish or French.
Dutch, Flemish, French. What? Belgiumish? Is that not it? Is that not what they speak? Belgiumish? I don't know, but I need to learn more language than the UK's Go, because obviously they don't say that when you're out in Belgium. But that was a wrap. Another wicked race to get under my belt, and I was just building more and more experience as I went through. And hopefully when I go back in the future, I can perform a bit better than this one. There's the rocket.